Hi there, this is Cookin Kitty here. Welcome to, I don't know, it's upwards of episode number 80. We'll just call it episode number 80 because I lose track on account of all my substance abuse. But anyway, we're episode 80. This episode is all about the Tour de France. Welcome to the episode called Narcissism and Dope at the Tour de France by Cookin Kitty. It's my homage to Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah, homage to Hunter S. Thompson. And in that vein, I drank and did as many drugs with my breakfast, with my cereal this morning as possible. And so to get in the mood, so I could see what it was like to be like Hunter S. Thompson. Although I do like to go to bed early, not stay up like he does. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a few stories. I'm on the tour, and I'm gonna share you some of my information that I've learned about the tour. And one of the first things that I'd like to tell you about on the tour is, well, one of the most important things for a cat like me we got here is the World Anti-Doping Code. Code, pretty important word. And the 2008 prohibited list, international standard. It's a list. You know, it's amazing what you can do online these days. Although I think the internet is sucking the soul. The internet is sucking the soul out of humanity. Like it's destroying the culture. Culture's going down the tubes because of the goddamn internet. I mean, first it was the TV. Here's what I want to ask you folks out there. And well, you're probably watching TV right now or watching this online. So right now I'm a hypocrite. But what I want to know is, do you think that TV has screwed up humanity more, or do you think that the internet has? And I'm weighing in on the internet because although TV's been in operation for decades, I think that the internet is so pervasive that it's made up for lost time because it's only been around for a couple of decades. I think it's totally screwing up our whole society, fucking it up. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some of the banned substances. You got substances and methods prohibited at all times. Never. You can't do this ever at all. There's other classifications. You can't do them while you're racing. So what we can't do is, what you can't have, well, it's just like baseball, steroids. Anabolic, androgenic steroids, AAS. You can't do that. Can't do that. And you got, well, there you go. I'll just give you a few of them. Androstenediol, androstenedione, bolasterone, cholesterol. This is one of my favorites. Dihydrochlormethyl testosterone. That little fucker, that word, I counted it earlier in my research. 30 letters. 30. It's just got a few short of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's got around 48 or so, definitely beats it, but it's pretty darn close. Dihydrochlormethyl testosterone. You can't have that while you're racing. You can't eat that. You can't have that at all, ever. So that's category 1. And they got a whole bunch of these things of the testosterones, dendriones, and androspan. And then we go category number 2. Other anabolic agents, including but not limited to clenbuterol, androgen receptor modulators, tibolone, zeranol, and zolopterol. And then next category, oh, this is a subcategory, hormones and related substances. And these are more modern ones. Those other ones are ones they're using like 20 years ago. Modern ones that they're using these days. Even just a few weeks ago, 3 of my teammates got kicked out for well, EPO. It's a hormone, some kind of growth hormone, maybe bovine but you know, when I use growth hormones, I use it for some reason I feel connected to goats, and I feel like goats are, anyway, I get my hormones from goats when I want to inject myself with some sort of hormones and use goat hormones. But you got the most famous one and widely used on the tour is erythropoietin. Erythropoietin, short, EPO for short. That's the most modern, one of the most highly used ones. Then you got growth hormones, HG, insulin-like growth factors. I like this one a lot. Mechano growth factors. Oh, this one is only prohibited in males. I don't know what the hell it is. It's probably from a bull, but prohibited in males only. Gonadotrophins. Males, all you men on the tour, I hope you're not on that. I mean, you probably have some of that naturally occurring, I'd imagine. And, oh no, there's a few other hormone ones. Well, let's move on. Oh, well, there's these other ones, beta agnosis, I don't know what those are. And then hormone antagonists. Oh, yeah, see those? I don't know anything about that. One of my favorite prohibited methods by the World Anti-Doping Code International Standard, one of my favorites is the chemical and physical manipulation of your pee samples. There's no tampering or attempted to tamper in order to alter the integrity and validity of samples collected during doping controls is prohibited. These include, but not limited to, carceriation, urine substitution, and or alteration. Intravenous infusion is prohibited. Anyway, there's all sorts of people that used to carry around. One famous case, these dudes had condoms with other people's pee in it. It stuck down their pants in tubes, and they had it connected to their armpit. And then when they had to go, they just squeezed their armpit, and they got busted. And one guy was getting heckled by one of his teammates because he thought he was safe, but then they pulled their shorts down. Like, it wasn't even a real test. It was earlier on, like a decade or two ago, and it wasn't even a test. One of the race announcers was suspicious, and he just went up to him and whoosh, pulled the shorts down, and boom! There's a condom filled with pee. Imagine that. What are the lengths that people will go to win? So anyway, we got, yeah, that's chemical and physical manipulation. And then there's prohibited substances only in competition. So this stuff is okay to do if you're out of competition. Make sure you do as much ephedrine as possible. You know, I think that's what they make crack out of. Or not crack, but meth. And then you want to make sure you do as much, where's that other one? Oh, cocaine. When you're out of competition, feel free to huff away, man. You know, whatever. Do whatever you can. So anyway, I like this, caffeine is allowed. That's what I found that to be pretty interesting. So you can do that anytime you want. But yeah, stimulants. I guess they're okay if you do them. Oh, there's another huge one. That might be longer than 30 words. Methylenidoxide methamphetamine. I know what amphetamines. That's like when you're base stimulants. Sorry, we better move on here. Oh no. Okay, we got narcotics. The following narcotics are prohibited. But once again, it's only in competition. So, you know, go ahead if you want to do. Here's a fancy word for heroin. Diamorphine, heroin. And then you got methadone and morphine, oxycodone and oxymorphone. Those things, although keep in mind that all these things are probably illegal even if you're doing it while not racing. It's still illegal, kids. And then here's another one. Here's another fancy word I never even heard of. Cannabinoids. Hashish, marijuana. We're gonna do some of that a little later. And well, that's enough of that. But the weird thing, the one thing that's I find very interesting is that there's no narcotics. I don't know what hallucinogens are considered. Is that a whole category? Like mushrooms and LSD? There's nowhere is there anything about mushrooms or LSD on here. So my goal next year is to do the tour on In the Name of the Father, Son, and Hunter S. Thompson. I'm going to do the tour on mushrooms and LSD. See how far I get. Because see, that's another thing. Why are all these people taking drugs to enhance their performance while on their tour? Because what I like to do is I like to exercise. So I like to exercise so I feel like I'm high. That's why I exercise. That's why I do it. It feels so good. Like when I get home from lifting weights, pumping iron, you know what I mean? When I get home from pumping iron, I lay down on my bed for a little while, and it feels like, maybe for an hour, not all the time, but sometimes, if I have the freedom and the time, I'll lay down and just kind of rest and meditate, and it feels like constant mini orgasms are waving over, covering my entire body. It's like, I just laid there, and it's like opium. I guess it's like, you know, I'm getting a spike in my serotonin levels. Spike in the serotonin levels, and,
Is that nothing alive?
I don't know. evidently it happens with, I don't know what's happened. Usually something, I don't know what's changed. It didn't used to happen with this amount of regularity. For some reason it's been happening a lot this year on the tour. But you know, this tail is very special, and I'm gonna get to that a little later. There's some very secret, there is a high amount of science that has gone into this tail, and I'll share you some of the information a little later. It's all about cheating. That's the only way you could win, is by cheating. How can you win? I mean, everyone trains hard and hard and hard, and I mean, how could anyone win with, anyway, we'll get to that too later. But anyway, all I want to say is that I exercise so I can get high. I don't take drugs and get high so I can exercise better. I like to do exercising so I can get high. That's why I exercise. Oh, that reminds me, one other last thing about hallucinating is that I really love, sometimes when, you know, if you exercise hard enough, you get into a dehydrated state, which I love being dehydrated because it's kind of like being on drugs and everything's kind of weird and wonky and you feel distant from the world, but in a good way, and things are just sort of funky. But yeah, when I exercise, some of the harder times I exercise, I start to hallucinate a little bit, and that's pretty cool. Like there's a few people on the tour when they don't take care of themselves and they do too many drugs, and then they're hallucinating and they go down the mountains and they crash, go over a cliff, you know, but no death. They just break their backs or do whatever. And then there's one guy who was doing drugs and stuff a long time ago. I think it was speed or some kind of stimulant. He was doing that, and he was doing that, and it was a really super extraordinarily hot tour in France, so, you know, about 20-30 years ago, and he actually started hallucinating, and he quit because he thought he was being followed by a guy with a knife. He was hallucinating so hard from dehydration, exhaustion, and drugs, and I think he was drinking some booze too. So I'm going to conclude here in this little scenario here before we move on, that the reason I want to tell you a little history about why the tour started, which is kind of odd, because America thinks that it's this great place, that we took everything that America is, it's just a bastardization of good stuff from earlier countries. America just took it all and it's all fucked up. But anyway, it's back in around 1900s, there were some newspapers that were holding, rival newspapers were holding bike races because people were really super into it back then. And they were trying to get the best riders in their races that they were supporting. So there was, all it was a media conglomerate battle. The reason why the Tour de France started was a rivalry between early media conglomerates in the early 1900s and one newspaper. They were vying for readership. They were vying for the dollars that people buying their newspapers. And that's the only reason why they started Tour de France, is because one newspaper wanted to outdo the other newspaper and get all the dollars from the revenue from the people buying their newspaper, because they were following their race that they were supporting. That's how the Tour de France started. Early media rivalry, advertising, pretty fucked up. Money, yeah, it's all about money, even way back then. Oh. Hi there, cheers. Cookin Kitty here, and I'm on the tour. I'm riding in the. I'm way behind. There's something called the Peloton, P-E-L-E-T-O-N, the Peloton. Anyway, they're way up there. I'm unconcerned. What I'm doing is I can't be too far behind, because if I come in a certain percentage way behind the person who comes in first, I get disqualified from the race. My goal is to finish the race. And they call that anyway, they call it the lantern rouge. Rouge, that's red, French for red. The lantern rouge, which is the red lantern, which is what swings on the caboose of a train, means you're at the rear. And my goal is to take this year's trophy for the rouge. The lantern rouge should be the last place finisher, but I can't be so last, because if I take too long, you get cut out. There's a time limit. So anyway, I've enjoyed this year's tour. The thing that's made me really happy is that I had made an assumption. Alcohol is not on the banned list. You could drink as much as you want. Evidently, they don't consider it the performance-enhancing tool that I consider it to be. Right there. This is Cookin Kitty's performance-enhancing tool of choice, the gin and tonic. Cheers. Cheers. And so anyway, I don't know, while I'm riding around here, you know, I got a lot to think about. One thing I've been thinking about is all those goddamn people in Seattle, the bike culture people, the fixed gear people, the fixie. I've been thinking about making t-shirts that say, because I silkscreen. That was episode number 5, Cookin Kitty How to Silkscreen. And you know, you can order that online at $9.99 plus shipping. Cookin Kitty's How to Silkscreen. You can order it, $9.99. Anyway, you got these people riding their fixies around, and there's bicycle culture, and it's cool because they're not driving cars. But the way I see it, it's just like another goddamn club. Why do they have to band together and dress alike and put all their little cards in their spokes? You know, because they're going to identify each other. They're a club. Why can't they stand and be a man by themselves? Why do they need a club to have their identity? Why can't they have their identity by themselves, who they are? Why do they need a club to have their identity? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm antisocial. But anyway, just the other day, you know, I'm in my car. Cookin Kitty drives. And, well, no, never mind, I shouldn't say that. But, I drive plenty. And they, you know, I come to a 4-way stop. And this group of 4 just bust on through. They don't even stop at all. You know, and I give them like, hey, what's going up? What are you guys doing? And they what do they say to me? I can't remember.
Have a nice day!
Oh yeah, they said have a nice day, and it's just like, you know, there's a lot of asshole, I bike around town, there's a lot of asshole motorists out there. And my attitude is that there's actually a lot of asshole bicyclers out there. Just because you're on a bicycle doesn't make you exempt from being an asshole. It's not like you've got this shroud of invincibility just because you're riding a bike and you're cool and your bike might be cool. It doesn't mean that you being an asshole is cool. I mean, most bikers seem pretty cool, but I've seen plenty out there. It's like they think they have the right to do illegal shit and be asshole bikers, but the minute a car does it, it's like they're all over them and like slapping the hood and kicking the doors in. And I think that's BS. I mean, if the car really does do something stupid, I think they deserve it, but I think there's a lot of hair triggers out there. Like one little nuance of thing, it's like you're both on the road as long as everybody is aware, which isn't always the case. Anyway, I got mixed emotions about this because I ride a bike and I like people who ride bikes, but I'm a little pissed at some of the bikers, and I even know some of them that, you know, kind of closer, not close friends, but who are a little aggro, and I find it difficult to be by them because I'm a peace-loving guy, I'm a pacifist, and don't remember, I'm one of the top passive-aggressive people in Seattle. That's my niche market, passive-aggressive. Good job. Good job. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep it up. Keep it up. Slack off. Don't slack off. Just keep on going. Keep on going. You know, it's pretty. I've been curious. There's a lot of talk about the history of the tour. Who's the best rider? Who's the best rider in the history? I mean, you got your most recent like awesome rider, which everyone knows. He has a foundation called Live Strong or Am Strong or something, and I don't know. It's some sort of. You know, there's people online that think that he got cancer because he was taking so many drugs and he just never got busted. That there's these people that they're just probably losers, and so they're very what do you call it when you're jilted and when you got a bad attitude? What do you call that? Anyway, they think that he's cheating and he just never got busted. Anyway, that's what I'm not trying to say. I'm just wondering who. You know, there's a lot of different riders. My favorite is what's his name? Eddie Merckx. He was riding several like 2-3 decades ago. Eddie Merckx, he was pretty hot rider. And then he got Miguel Indurain. I think he might be a Spanish guy. I'm not totally sure. And then you got Greg LeMond, another American. You got Lance Armstrong, which rhymes with LeMond.
Isn't he an astronaut?
What? He's an astronaut. And then who else? There's one other famous guy who I was trying to think of, but I can't remember. But anyway, they all got, there's a few, you know, my nickname, my moniker, my nickname, my street lingo, my street name is Cookin Kitty. You know, I mean, I happen to be on tour, and so that's my nickname right now still, Cookin Kitty. But Oh, some of the nicknames of some of the other in the history, some of the other riders, some of the nicknames is I think Eddie Merckx. I'm not sure if this was his nickname, but there was someone named the Cannibal. That was an awesome one. That's my favorite. The Cannibal. That's his nickname. It's like, what, is he so hungry on the tour that he kills some other riders, knocks them off and starts chewing on them? That's how he gets enough energy to win his races. What is he? He's eating his goddamn teammates so he can win the race. That's what we call being a bitch. When you got your teammates who are going to suffer, who are going to give up, sacrifice their lives so that you can win the race. I'll get to that a little later. Lance Armstrong had some really super good bitches. That's why he won so many races. But anyway, so you got the Cannibal. You got this other dude named the Eagle from Toledo. The Eagle from Toledo. There's another awesome one. And it reminds me, one of my favorite painters used to be, who's that Mexican woman? Oh, Frida Kahlo. Used to be my favorite, still probably one of my favorites, but El Greco, he did a painting called Toledo, or the View of Toledo or something. Pastoral, goats, little castle, trees, super awesome painting. And I saw one of his paintings, in the godforsaken Seattle Art Museum. And at least I saw the El Greco of a saint, or no, a bishop. It was a bishop. It was a very long painting. It was super awesome. It was one of the coolest paintings I've seen in my entire life. So you got the Cannibal, you got the Eagle of Toledo, you got this one guy who is named a Panda because he's got bushy eyebrows, the Panda. And you got another guy called the Devil. I'm not sure why he's called the Devil. And they call Lance Armstrong, get this, they call him the Extraterrestrial. The Extraterrestrial. There's one more, I can't remember it. Anyway, so, and back to about that Lance Armstrong thing about his bitches. I think that's why, you know, how could you win 7 races in a row in these modern times of parody, where, you know, people have the same training techniques, they're spying each other, they all have the same general fitness level. So he won 7 races, and so either A, he was on drugs and he never got busted, or B, which is hopefully more likely the case, that he had a bunch of awesome bitches working for him. They were like ass kissers, and you know, I guess that's, they were sacrificing. I mean, maybe they could have won the tour of them too what if Lance Armstrong, you know, helped them win the tour instead of Lance? But you know, I guess there's got to be a hero. Someone's got to be the rock star, and Lance Armstrong is the rock star. So anyway, yeah. So I think maybe he won so many races because he had such a high level of racers surrounding him on his team, and they were able to basically, it's called drafting. You get behind, basically, all these people would ride and create a cushion of air for Lance to get in. And
are you doing that right now?
Huh?
Are you doing that right now?
No, I'm so far behind. I'm drafting behind no one. I got no strategy. I got no teammates. They wouldn't even let me. I'm not even officially in the tour. They're racist. They wouldn't let a cat join. But you got the Eagle and the Devil.
Specious.
The Cannibal. They're specious. They wouldn't even let me join it. So yeah, I can't. I mean, earlier on when I was in the Peloton, I was in the group and I was drafting and I was having a good time talking, and you know, there's a few other people who were, you know, weren't taking it so seriously, and we were enjoying drinks and stuff while we're riding. It was awesome. Yeah, gin and tonics while you're going down the Isles du Champ, or whatever the hell that's called, French countryside, roving. He just won a lot. I think he won a lot of races because he had his riders were so strong, his bitches were so strong that he was able to win so many races because they sacrificed their personal glory for Lance Armstrong's glory. Hi there, Cookin Kitty on tour, still riding. I'm battling. There's 2 or other 3 cats, dudes who are. I'm only cat on tour, and the real cat, the only feline, saber-toothed tiger. Anyway, I was glad to find out that alcohol is not a banned substance, so I can drink as much as I want. And I also found out, yeah. So anyway, I enjoy some of the other illegal substances that are illegal to the federal government, state law, county law, city law, every law of God. Well, God. No. It feels so good. God would approve, if you know what I mean. And so, what I've done is I've had one of the things that's illegal is for any racer to do is to genetically alter, physically genetically alter their body. And what I've done is I've had some research done, some research and development. I had it done for free because It's illegal research, and nobody really knows about it. But there's this company. They're called the Monsanto Company, and they're a huge company that does gene altering, GMO altering of seeds. They're one of the biggest seed pesticide for farmers, suppliers of all that kind of crap. And there's this huge thing. They're one of the main companies fucking up the world. Like they are fucking up third world countries. It's like, it's sickening. It's totally sickening. And they, like, some of their products in the store, you look on the shelf and it says skin contact may cause death. I mean, what kind of stuff are they making? Anyway, they're a pretty evil corporation. But you know, when you want to win as bad as I want to win, that's the whole thing on the tour. You're willing to basically do anything. Who cares? I mean, if you're, you know, who cares? You're gonna make your. Anyway, so you're willing to do anything. So I've partnered up with this company, and they've done some modifying, gene modifications to my tail. And what's happened is that they've put a special little filter where my tail enters near my my backbone, my tailbone. But what they've done to my tail is that they have made it so that there's a filter there, and it sucks all the toxins, all the illegal substances, all the banned things that I put into my body, so I can win, because I want to win bad. And you know, there's a lot of, it's amazing. It's like there's major famous people are, like, you know, cheating, and they think they're not going to get caught, and then they get caught. Anyway, so I've got this system in my tail that this company built that sucks all the toxins and all of the poisons out of my bloodstream, and they just sit in my tail. And so that when they come and they prick me, speaking of, oh man, see, that's the reason why my tail, I just figured it out. The reason why my tail is getting stuck in my spokes lately is because of this new gene modification. My tail weighs 43 grams heavier when it gets full laden with all the toxins that it's sucking from my body, so that when the drug, and that's another thing, the drug testing companies, you know, you think they're impartial, but they're a company. They're a company like any other company, and they got a bottom line, and they're doing their job. They're drug testing because they want to make a profit. It's not like they're doing that because they want to make the game fair. I mean, so how can you even trust them? Because they're in it for a profit. They're gonna just say whatever they want to say. They don't care. But anyway, this tail, millions and millions, and well, not a billion, but millions and millions went into this little system. It collects all my toxins, and then what I do is I go and soak my tail overnight in some organic goat piss. So I soak the tail in some organic goat piss, because they're one of my there's one of these companies, one of my sponsors raises organic goats for a variety of reasons. And so anyway, so the organic goat piss actually has these bioflavonoids in it, these chemical structures that leach and soak out all the toxins from my tail, so that it can be, so it empties out and it can reuptake a whole bunch of more toxins and stuff. And then what I do is, with the beauty of it is that the stuff that I get from my tail, that the organic goat piss, what I do is I take that muck, that gooey thing, and I let it sit for about 24 hours or a couple weeks. It dries out into a white powdery substance. And then what I do is I go down to the street and I sell it to people, and I tell them that it's meth. And then they smoke that stuff up, or however you take meth, or inject it, well, I don't know. And then I've been told on the street that the toxins that are extracted from my tail, because I want to win as bad as possible, when I sell that to the kids on the street, they say that that's one of their most favorite drugs around. Toxins from Cookin Kitty's tail. That's right, you heard it here first. Thank God the Monsanto Company. See, the only reason I got hooked up with them is that it's really evil corporation. Evil corporation, because it's just like the arts. They have to 1% of 1% of their income or their profits or whatever has to go towards some sort of good cause, and that good cause is me. So really what they're doing is doing secret genetic research and development, and I don't mind helping them out because I want to win. I want to win really bad. When you're on the tour, there are several different. Really several different races. You have time trials, team time trials, and then you have some some sections are called the mountain stages. And those in the past several years have proven to be, like, if you know how to deal with the mountain stages, you know, it's all uphill. That's where you win or lose. That's where Lance Armstrong and his bitches, although truth be told, he kicked some serious ass in the mountains, all by himself without the help of his bitches. So I mean, that's pretty cool, because he did some pretty amazing shit, you know. It's pretty awesome, you know, and he did, it's no fact, I mean, maybe he was on drugs and he just never got busted, I don't know. Anyway, they have his, here on the tour in the mountain stages, the mountains, the hills and the mountains, they have several different categories. Category 4 to Category 1. Category 4 being the easiest mountain hill, Category 1 being the hardest. But being the French people, being their tour, just being goofy, they have another category. It's Category 4 through 1, 1 being the hardest. And then when you have some hills that are harder than Category 1, this just blows me away. I love this kind of shit. They call it beyond category. Why can't they just go 5 through 1? It's like 4 through 1, 1's the hardest, 4 is the easiest, and then they have this 5th category called beyond category. Why didn't they just say, I don't understand, why they gotta be so goofy? But it's pretty cool. It's very highly imaginative. It's probably something that they made up in the early 1900s. And it was in the mountain stages where, what's his name? I can't quite remember his name. What was his name? Damn it. Anyway, it was a very hot day and he was trying to prove, you know, this whole thing. That's why everyone, I'm one of the narcissism. Does narcissism mean all you think about is yourself?
Yeah.
That's me. So you get this writer, I'm a narcissist. I think people have accused me of being a narcissist, but they use more common terms than that. And egomaniac or whatever. There's one guy who wanted to prove who was narcissistic, and he might have been on dope. Well, no, he is narcissistic and on alcohol, not narcissistic and on dope. And so he's in the mountain stages, and it's like a super hot thing. And this guy, he actually ended up dying. He was hallucinating. And he's in the mountain stages. It was extra hot, and he's riding his bike, and I think he had been drinking. I can't quite remember. And he actually fell off his bike several times. He couldn't ride his bike straight anymore, and he's like, and he's going to it, and you know, he's hallucinating. So finally, he falls down, but then he gets back up. I want to ride. So they let him get up on his bike, and he goes another mile or two. And back then they didn't use helmets like this. No fucking way. This guy was hallucinating so bad that he ended up crashing, and they didn't have helmets back then. And people kept on riding, but this guy died. He died because he was just so out of it from the heat and exhaustion. He fell over, just from hallucinating, he fell over and died. It's a bad scene. The rest of the peloton, I love that term. Peloton, pelicans, they're way up there. As I said earlier, there's a timeline. I can't just show up at midnight or 3 in the morning. Like, I have to show up at a certain amount of time, because I don't want to miss the podium girls, because that's what I live for. The podium girls, you know what I mean? Podium girls. They're hot, sexy podium girls wearing business suits, sexy outfits. That's a huge industry. The spin-off for the podium girls. It's like a TV show. The trials and the tribulations that they have to go through to apply to become a podium girl. So anyway, I'm here now to spend a little time speaking to you about some of my personal sponsors. Some of my personal sponsors for the tour. And to tell the truth, my main sponsor is from selling all the toxins that I leach out of my tail and sell to people on the street. Tell the truth, that's how I fund my entire operation. But so I look good on paper, you know, and so that I get a lot of humanitarian aid. What I do is I have some other sponsors. One of my sponsors is Stan's Special Blend. Stan's Special Blend, and it's a high-end, high-octane catnip. It is the top-line, top-shelf catnip. In fact, this catnip is so strong that some humans sometimes will buy it if there's no bud available or the prices of bud go too high.
What do you do with the catnip?
Oh, I'm gonna need a lighter. So far, we haven't invented technology like self-lighting briquettes, self-igniting special blend, but so far, we've only built, we haven't quite got there yet. We keep on running into difficulties. Anyway, this is, sometimes poor people use Stan's special blend, high-octane catnip. Some poor humans will use it as a substitute for actual drugs. That's the thing I love about being Cookin Kitty is that I can do things that cats do, and I can do things that humans do. It's beautiful. It's an awesome arrangement. This is a banned list on the tour, but thankfully my gene-modified tail is right now sucking all the traces of THC into my tail. And those guys are so dumb. The scientists are so dumb that why wouldn't they check my tail? But they probably think I'm like a dog. They probably think it's just some big bone. Because my sister's got a dog, and her tail just goes whack, 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 and it makes all this noise. Not her tail, my sister's dog's tail. My sister's tail. She's
a kitty too? Yeah,
well, of course, we're related. We share blood. No, the people who do wine stuff.
Oh,
sommelier? You don't know that term? You must know that term. What was I talking about? Damn it!
It's okay, this is all part of the process.
Alright, so I'm talking about Stan's special blend. What he does is that he takes organically grown catnip and then he feeds it to goats. Goats who are only fed organic meat, organic grain, and they are free-range organic goats. So what Stan does is he takes his organic catnip and he feeds it to the goats. And then the goats eat it, and it gets passed through their digestive system. And he does that 3 times. He takes the product that comes out, and then he feeds it to them again. And he does that 3 times. It's called triple digestive. You know, like triple fermentation. Like the Belgian beer that I like, the End of the World, La Fin de Monde. That beer is awesome. It's a Belgian beer, comes in a bottle. It doesn't cost much more than a normal beer, but it's 9%. 9% alcohol in a beer. Amen for that, man. So anyway, we got some triple digested catnip by my buddy Stan, and he's one of my sponsors. Stan's Special Blend. It's kind of like any time that you can produce a food or a product that somebody's eating that has been pre-digested by an animal, you can charge a lot of money, and your profit margin is going to come up. High-end shit. So one of my other sponsors is STC, and they are sex toys for cats. Sex toys for cats. That's one of my other sponsors. STC.
Do you get a lot of products?
What?
Do you get to play with the products?
Oh no, I get to play with some products. Meow meow, meow meow, meow meow, meow meow.
You have a favorite?
When they need to pass, oh, thank you. Oh. I recently had 3 people, maybe they don't know me as well as I thought they do, who said, "Oh, you don't drink much, do you?" And I just sort of laughed at them. I thought, well, maybe they don't spend enough time with me. I don't know. Why would they think I don't drink that much? I think I drink plenty, but you know, it's an internal debate. What's a lot? I have no idea. Some doctors say that if you drink 3 drinks a day, that's a problem and you need counseling. Oh, thank you. Oh man. That's why I do so good in the tour, is because my support crew. That's why Lance, well, I can't call you that, but that's why Lance Armstrong does so good, because they have all those people support him. He has a very good...
You can call me a bitch.
Oh, okay. Even though you gave me permission, I can't do it. Another one of my sponsors is CAM, C-A-M. It sounds simple, but what it is, you've heard of Spam, S-P-A-M, Spam. It's a meat byproduct. It's CAM, C-A-M, and it's like Spam, but they make it out of dead cats. That's why it's called CAM, because cats are procreating at such a hardcore rate that the shelters and the animal clinics are just overrun with cats. But another sponsor is actually a product of my own that I have made, that I've come up with. So it's not really a sponsor, it's just more of a pitch for one of Cookin Kitty's products. And it is HBE by CK. CK, Cookin Kitties, that's me.
Isn't that Calvin Klein?
I know, it's unfortunate. Whenever I sign my, right now I'm actually in litigation because when I sign my autograph, I do a CK, and I got sued. I'm in litigation with Calvin Klein because they say that my signature looks like their moniker, their emblem, their image. Anyway, I got CK's HBE, which is a hairball elixir. In the early 20s, people were poisoning each other. They had people like the water bottles, competitors, they'd take their water bottles and fill it with poison. There's one famous case where that happened. A guy got poisoned. And then in the early 60s and 70s, people had their water bottles, instead of water, they were filled with amphetamines and speed. They would just take these pills and go, they were like gobbling pills wholesale in the 50s and probably the 60s and 60s. They were just gobbling that shit down. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Anyway, I got one more sponsor I want to talk about that's called, oh God, what's it called? It's called, oh yeah, it's called the, it's a good thing because I'm in one of those gosh darn mountain stages, the category called Beyond category, because it's so damn steep and people die and exhaust, and it just, it clears the men from the men, you know what I mean? The men from the women, or I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the one more sponsor I wanted to talk about is called the Plus Minus Fixie, and it's a hormone treatment. And you know, it's not really a performance enhancer. What it is that when you're a kitty cat, Fixie is a pretty important thing. And when I say Fixie, I mean fixed, and it's pretty impressive. It's this little baller right here called Plus or Minus Fixie. If you've been fixed, you take bottle A from the package, and it will magically undo what the doctors had done to you.
And it's an elixir?
It's an elixir. It's an, well, no, well, it's a potion. It's not really, it's an elixir, it's a potion, it's a magical thing. It's whatever you want to call it. But all you do is you take some of this from bottle A. If you've been fixed and you do want to have some kitty cats and procreate, you take some of this and it will undo what the doctors did to you, probably against their will. But then you got the Pro Fixie. If you take bottle B, it's the Pro Fixie. And say you're a viral cat that wants to procreate, you know, and put your little cats have really strange things. Kittens, it's really a weird thing. Cats have like these really strange pyramid triangle penises. Anyway, if you're a kitty cat and you want to put your thing in there, or if you're a kitty cat and you want something put in you and you want to have kids, or you don't want to have kids, oh God, I lost. It's not even kids, it's kitty cats.
You haven't lost yet. Finish is near.
Anyway, if you take potion B from the Plus Minus Fixie, you can either have kids or stop yourself from having kitty cats. You can have kitty cats, or you can stop yourself from having kitty cats. You don't have to go to the doctor. You can do it all in the privacy of your home. You don't have to go and get prodded. You don't have to have metal instruments stuck up every orifice that you have. You can just take elixir of the Plus or Minus Fixie and it will take care of it. And by the way, and now where I see, oh. It's okay if you can see some yellow here. It does, if you're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you if I took bottle A or bottle B because I don't want to ruin the secret for all those felines out there. If I want to have kids or if I don't want to, but I know if you look at my lifestyle, it's pretty clear that I don't want to have kids. But anyway, one of the products of taking the Plus or Minus Fixie thing, it's a goddamn hormone and it really fucks up with your shit. And so you really shouldn't mess around with it at all, really, because it makes you violent. And what it really actually makes me do, it wants me to go out there and become a vigilante killer of cool fixie, but it makes me so angry. It's like, it makes me so angry taking these hormone pills, this hormone potion that can help me have kitty cats or not help me have kitty cats, one of the side effects is that, it says it right in the bottle, do not take this bottle because you may go out and kill aggressive fixie bike riders. It's just a sort of a weird side effect. I mean, if you're a kitty cat and you take it. I mean, if you're a human and you take it, I have no idea. You probably just grow some fur in your balls or something. But as a kitty cat, the side effect of taking the plus or minus fixie is that, one, you will able to have kittens if you take potion A. If you take potion B, it will keep you from having kittens. You don't have to, and you can all do it in the privacy of your home. But the side effect is you have these homicidal tendencies towards killing asshole aggressive bike riders. And don't get me wrong, I love bike riders. I love bike riders. I'm a bike rider. But, you know, sometimes bike riders are assholes just like car drivers are assholes. It's a pretty weird scenario. I forgot to mention, one of the other side effects of Stan's Special Blend is very similar with one of the side effects of the plus or minus fixie, is that when you take some of Stan's Special Blend, you have these intense urges to kill and maim and hack up with whichever tool you can find aggressive fixie bike riders in town. Why do they get to break every law? Why are they superhuman? Why do they have this bubble of coolness around them that makes them think that they can fuck up every law? What is it? What is it? I mean, I have a lot of friends who ride fixies and I like them and I think they're cool, but there's a bunch of other people too, and some of them are friends actually, and I don't know. We're gonna have to, oh, by the way, one of the banned substances, cocaine. I'm not friends with anyone who does cocaine. Nope, nope, nope. Pot, catnip, mushrooms. I would rather have my friends doing heroin than cocaine, which is kind of stupid. Oh. How do I introduce the podium girls? I don't understand.
We had to end up at the end of the race.
Oh yeah, but
we have 3 minutes.
But I've been talking about losing the whole time.
I know, but you come and you have your own special podium girl waiting for you for the kitty section. You're in the kitty section of the race. So
well, this is the last stage for me, the last day of the tour. It was the last day for everyone. The winners came in about an hour or two ago. I'm coming in the end. I'm the caboose. I'm the rouge, the lantern rouge, the red lantern, the end of the caboose, the last person. And you know, I can get a certain amount of notoriety. But I bet you that I had way much more fun because those little fuckers up at the head of the pack in the peloton, they're stressed out. They got sponsors. They got sponsors that actually care, that actually want them to win. My sponsors want me to have a good time. That's the whole thing. I mean, listen to my sponsors. I got Stan's Special Blend. Do you think they care about winning? I don't. I mean, they're all rolling around on catnip on the ground, doing circles and all this shit. Do they care if I win? No. And you got the sex toys for cats. They're all about pleasure. They're not about pain of winning. They're not about the pain of winning. They just want you to have a good time. All my sponsors want you to have a good time. Why would I have a sponsor that wanted me to win? That's all about money. That's what's ruining the world. Sponsors putting pressure on people to win. It's fucked up. It applies to a lot of things in life besides just that. But anyway, I have officially become the winner of the last place finisher of this year's Tour de France. And they've got they have these things called the podium girls, these super hot chicks. Well, I don't know, I like human girls. I'm a kitty cat, but I do like human girls. Anyway, they have these hot chicks that the bank, they have this huge thing, what do you call it when you have to apply and you submit? Anyway, they have competition to become a podium girl, and they're super hot, and they wear like business suits, tight-fitting things, and it's super hot. And they give the winner flowers, and they smile and wave, and it's illegal for a racer to date them. But after eventually what happens is that next year, after they're not podium girls anymore, they hook up with the racers they met, and then they, there are several racers who have actually started dating and married and have had children with podium girls.
Get off.
Oh no, that's all right. Wait, well, not. Do I have to hand them to me? I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna.
But you have to get.
Yeah. Alright, the Cookin Kitty, it's the last day of the Tour de France. I'm getting ready to pull up to that road that goes around, circles where all the roads lead to the Eiffel Tower, or the Isle de Champ, or the Champ de Isle. I don't know what the F it's called. I'm an American. Do I care how foreign it's pronounced? I'm just like, if they can't speak American, they can suck my kitty ass. What, my what?
Tail.
My tail, yeah. They can suck my tail. I'm an American. I don't need to speak French. Damn it. Anyway, apparently, I have actually won the trophy for last place. The lantern, the red lantern, the lantern rouge, the caboose. I finished. I am the last place finisher, the last out of 187 riders. Only 97 in finish. I'm number 97. And you know what? You know those trophy girls? The winner gets trophy girls, but so does the last loser. I have finished the Tour de France in position 97, the last rider, the caboose, the end of the peloton. I hate that term. Actually, I love that term. That's why I say it so much, because I don't know how to say it. Peloton. It's spelled P-E-L-E-T-O-N. Peloton. Peloton. This is Cookin Kitty, and I'm here with one of the podium girls. That there's a very intense competition. You know, the rigors, like, you know, top model, all that kind of crap. These podium women, podium girls go through the same intense scrutiny. It's only seen in France. I don't know why they don't transmit and have this shown in the rest of the countries around the world. But the podium girls, it's just like the American pageant. What's that called? The
beauty pageant.
Miss Universe, or what's it called?
Miss Universe.
Miss Universe. It's like that, but it's in France. And they're vying. They are vicious bitches. But Lance Armstrong's bitches could kick their fucking asses. But they are pretty vicious in their own right. When you get a bunch of them together, a bunch of these women, it's kind of like piranhas in a tank. And they're vying. They are vying to be podium girls, you know, to be famous while they're up there on stage. Every stage of the Tour de France, at the end of the day, the podium girls give flowers and kisses on the cheek. These podium girls, I've gotten one of them to help me with some of my research, because I'm working on one of the things besides my my product of the hairball elixir, CK's HBE hairball elixir. I am also working on a line of helmets for time trials, for bicyclists, for athletes who are doing time trials, personal, like one-on-one, mono to mono. That was one thing. It's like Lance Armstrong had a bunch of bitches who were kiss-assers, ass-kissers, and they, but sometimes, you know, you have the individual trial things, and you're by yourself, and he has kicked ass in that. It's like a few times he was behind, or just slightly ahead, and in individual time trial, Lance Armstrong kicked serious ass. But anyway, I am working on some research and development with one of the podium girls, and she has gladly, one of the side effects of because she's been using some of Stan's special blend, she's agreed to be my cohort in some of my research for my helmet. I'm working on a helmet, an aerodynamic helmet for time trials. And this podium girl has helped me with some of my designs. She's been with me the whole way in my helmet design for time trials. This podium girl has been with me the whole way through all my trials and tribulations of my research and development for my aerodynamic time trial bike hat. Thank you, podium girl. Thank you so much, because you are so hot and I love you. Thank you for the Bank of France for hiring this podium girl, because we have gotten to know each other, and we are going to get married, and we're going to have kids, and we are going to procreate, all because of the Tour de France.